Happy full moon. This is a very strong, strong, epic full moon. It's in Gemini in the 4th house. Very, very powerful. How's everyone doing tonight? Oh my goodness. I have a 3-month-old kitten, and she's trying to play with my 2-year-old kitten. The 3-year-old had a birthday, and she's growling at the kitten. She's like not having it. She's like, I don't want to be your friend, kitty. Cats. What are you? Oh my God. Cats, what did you knock down? Oh my God, what are they doing? Goose, I tried to call your name to get you to answer. No worries. Sorry that happened to you. What happened? You were in the cold or something like that? You lost your keys? What happened? During a full moon? This full moon? What hexes are you doing? You don't want to charge full moon water. I mean, you do whatever you want, obviously. But full moon water is for evil. It can be used for some spells that are for good, but it is the most amplified moon. This moon is an epic moon. It's in Gemini in the 4th house, and why the aspects it's forming is very, very unique of what's happening. It's very powerful. It's a moon of a lot of confusion. It represents a lot. So moon water is, you have to understand the moon cycles. Anyway, I'm sure you didn't pop in to tell me to talk about moons, so I'm not going to bore you. Obviously something happened, so I get it. So she freaked out because of moon water? Okay. Oh boy. What a great solution she had, huh? What were you trying to ask me? I didn't read your question. I just said, it said something about cold and locked or cold and keys. It was very fast. And I was in the middle of a reading, so I didn't understand. Oh, that was good. Hey guys, how are you? I'm doing a free, these are three card readings. So they are legitimate. They, you know, they're, you get a small answer, not a big one, but a small one with three cards. Oh, okay. So the question expired because you said that, so you got back in and now everything's fine. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I'm sorry that happened to you. Hey guys, put your question down below. My list is open. I have a holiday sale. No, I didn't get to. I didn't get to let you know about moon water. I stopped what I was saying because I figured that you didn't have the head for it after being stressed out. If you ever want to know about it, let me know and I'll tell you. Not always. Not always. Not always. It's just that tonight's moon, you got to realize when it's very large, it's amplifying something. So you got to find out what that moon is representing to then letting it charge water, because then you're encapsulating the power of that moon for a purpose. So it's connecting with each moon and understanding, you know, what's happening with it. And then that's when you want to charge the water because of the purpose of that water. I'll do a video on it. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Okay, let's see. Does Gord still want to be with you? So Gord, I assume, is Gordon. So this is Tam. Gord. Well, first of all, there must have been some kind of rejection that you did to him. I'm assuming, because this is telling me that he has had many times feelings, you know, kind of like reminiscing feelings about, you know, romantic situations, the future together, etc. And this talks about him feeling like he's a person of worth, and he's confused by it. So he's hurt and mixed up on what he's read from you. So is he still interested? There's an interest, because if not, he wouldn't be so affected. But I believe that you have to, you know, if you ever did decide to get a reading from me, remind me about this question, because I won't remember later, where you want to do a deep dive into what his feelings are and what he wants. We already know that there is an interest, but if you don't leave it up to his own devices, because he's already hurt, offended, mixed up, confused, a mixture of feelings, okay? It's hard for somebody that feels that way to wake it up and say, yeah, oh my God, I'm so enthusiastic to pursue you. So in this particular case, there has to be a plan of action. You know, one of the things that I would do hypothetically would be a deep tarot will tell me a lot of his feelings, like a mind read, like really dissect it. But an astrology is going to tell me what the path destiny is in the relationship itself with both of you. All right. So anyway, yeah, he's pretty mixed up about stuff. All right. Okay. Let's see. If you're not gonna commit or keep that door open for him permanently, let it go, because he's got a lot of love in his heart. All right. All right. All right, guys, go ahead and put your question down below. I'm a love astrologer and I'm a psychic and medium, but I do specialize in love. So I do all readings, but love is my specialty. So if you want to, go ahead and put your love question below. Ask about your relationship. Let's see. Anahita, is Mo moving on from you? So either you weren't, how should I say this? Okay. So this tells me that either you didn't kissy with him, or you didn't deliver on something that he expected, or there was something that he wanted, that he expected, that he was enamored with. and it didn't go that way. So this is when a person's gotten tired. There's a heaviness here. I don't know your story, but you know, in a love reading, two people are intertwined, so it can either be A to B or B to A. So either you did this to him or he did this to you. Point is, yes, I do feel this person has now decided to take initiative in something. So for example, if you were trying to, you know, kind of set a boundary and you did it in a certain way, it was misconstrued and he misunderstood you, whatever, and now it's like he can take initiative and say, okay, you know what, the heck with this, I'm tired of this, I'm going to go focus on someone else. There's no one else in the picture yet, but I'm just saying that's the operative word there. All right, so yes, he's trying to move on, or he's decided in many ways to move on. Yeah, okay, so it would be a time to address this if you still want something with this person. All right, let's see. Risa, will David and you reconnect? So, it's a very peculiar answer that I'm getting. Again, I don't know your story, and this is just 3 cards. So the story that I'm getting here is this looks like there's been a very either long friendship, or you knew each other from growing up, or there's some familiarity in history. Maybe your families knew each other. There's something connected here that goes back, like a history together. And or maybe it was just like being a couple for a long time. Maybe it was start and stop, whatever. There's a long line of energy here. And then this also talks about you know, some kind of stuff that's happened with family, or maybe it was something heavy that maybe one of you was there for the other one during this hardship. It talks about perhaps an inheritance, perhaps when someone leaves things behind, assets in family. You know, there's something to here. But then on top of all of this, this also talks about a person having shady habits, a certain shady lifestyle, maybe bad choices, maybe getting involved in, you know, negative things, to say the least. So this could have been someone that they were on a good path and they took the wrong path. Maybe they got involved in things they shouldn't have gotten involved with. I don't know the story, but this is heavy of that. So you're saying, are you going to reconnect? I would say that reconnect as far as talking and friendship and stuff like that, lightly, possibly. I do see there is conversation for sure. But as far as taking off in the direction that you envision, I think the result is not going to match what you are envisioning. Okay, to let you know what that is. I hope that helped. Remember, guys, this is not a full reading. This is just a little bit of an answer, just to give you some clarity. It's better than just yes, no, yes, no. It gives you a little bit more information. But if you can book with me, okay? Thank you so much. It was nice meeting you, Risa. I love your name. It's pretty. All right, let's see. Austin M. I guess M for Emily. Does that special person in my Spanish like me, or perhaps have a crush? Okay. I would say they are physically attracted, but nothing more. You got to realize everything starts with attraction. When things start to develop with feelings, it takes more than that. So that's when things develop a little bit more. Maybe flirtation starts, or a little bit of small talk. Maybe conversation. Maybe then a cup of coffee or a lunch or a walk. These are the things that start opening the person saying, I can't stop thinking about them. You know, but you have to have a little bit of a bond. Right now, it's in this preliminary. I can tell you that there's physical attraction. That there is, okay? Nothing more though, not yet. All right, guys, if you want, put your relationship question down below. I am a love specialist. I'm a psychic medium, astrologer, tarotist. All right. I do have readings. Thank you so much, Austin. Nice meeting you. ¿Aprendiste el español? Thank you. Okay, let's see. Josipa, Jack, try to come back. Okay, that was very Tarzan English. Jack, try to come back. I like that. Has a ring to it. I will answer it. Okay, give me 1 second. So this seems to me like there's someone in his family that never liked you, or maybe someone in your family didn't like him. This is about, I don't know, maybe there was a specific religious event. I don't know if you guys did something that was faith-based, or maybe that description has to do with the community or something, and maybe it's something traditional. And then there's some kind of gathering or get together. This is pointing to an event in the past. So if you're from a quaint little town, it would make sense. If you know, it's a bit wordy and descriptive, but you got to realize I'm placing all of this on 3 cards. So you know, this isn't a full reading by any means. But yes, I would say that the problem that I know I realize what you're asking, but the energy that's coming up stronger is letting you know that somebody in your neck of the woods didn't like him, or vice versa, someone in his neck of the woods didn't like you. So this is a strain, and a strain means it's harder to get together, it's harder to repair, it's harder to lift off. So there's obstacles here, and it comes from external sources, just to let you know. Thank you so much, sweetheart. If you have a question, put it down below. Okay, so you got to realize, because it's your family, sweetheart, and it's showing up as the answer, it's letting you know that's the heaviest energy that's surrounding your question. Because that's why I can read it, because it exists, because it's heavy, because it's thick, and that's what I pick up on. So that means that if you understand what I'm saying to you, if you address it with this person, you can save the bond, but you have to be very careful, because this person is already afraid or offended or hurt or stressed out, as you would be as well. So that means if you can find a way to protect that person from the brunt of all of that stress, the answer is yes. That means you have to do the repairing. You have to take initiative and fix it. And you have to make sure that person feels comfortable. All right? So it's in your hands. Ball's in your court. All right? Okay, hey guys, go ahead and put your question down below. You can ask me your relationship question. I am a love specialist. I am a astrologer, tarotist, psychic, medium, all those things. Mediumship, though, is for people that have passed away. We're not doing that here. We're doing love, maybe a little bit of career here and there. If you have a question, put it down below. Nat is asking, should you ask Jim out? So besides the psychic part, this is just female brain. I don't think you should ever ask a guy out. I know it's closed-minded and old-fashioned and traditional. Sometimes it's cute, and I think that in some modern situations, I think it could be kind of cute. But I think it's up to him. Okay, but I will give you the answer. Okay, let's turn to the spiritual. Now that you heard my opinion, let's turn to the spiritual. So the result that you would get Okay. The result that you would get is negative. It would be awkward. So what I was going to say is I do see that there's a history here. So it talks about knowing someone for a long time. So I was going to say maybe you knew each other in school, or maybe maybe from the same neighborhood or something like that is what I was going to say. But you're saying that you dated his brother. So that, that takes care of that. I always say, tell me after. So, see what comes up naturally. Okay. So I do see that the response that you would get would feel kind of cold. Not cold like I'm going to be mean on purpose, but like, ooh, that's not what I expected. Like awkward. And I also, that's my cat growling. I have a 3-month-old kitten, and my 3-year-old cat is not really accepting her yet. So I'm sorry for the growling. I can't do anything about it. I also see that that the awkwardness would also come from his confusion, and there would also be some cynicism from the brother. So I believe that if let me check something for you. 1 second. The brother that you want to date would definitely like you. That means there's attraction. All you need is attraction. He has it. You have it. That means if a woman is interested in a man, the first thing that needs to happen before anything else is attraction. So you've got the attraction. He likes you. He thinks you're pretty. The problem is how you're going to go about it. You asking him out, scratch that out. That will be awkward. He will be awkward. You will get a bad result. Got another plan? Okay, so anyway, if you decide, so that's your answer. Your answer is no to that method. Yes to another method. That is my answer. If you decide to come back and get a reading from me, I would do the following. I would probably do a deep dive on him and the brother, and just to kind of see what that is. I'd kind of see a little bit of what his life is like, if there's anybody in the picture, if he's got a couple of lovers, if he has an ex that won't go away, kind of seeing what that is, kind of seeing what his opinion is of you. In other readings, I could just do a relationship destiny to see like what your, who your soulmate is, stuff like that. I have a lot of different things. Some of them are just like $15, but pick whatever you think if you want one. I'm also going to be on tomorrow as well, and you can, if you book and I'm not on, you can always email the shop, okay? And I answer like 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. something like that. Like I always answer people, hi, I'll be on it, whatever. I always say click the bell, because I only book private readings, because I have personal readings. But I'm always on the stream anyway, and you can always communicate. Anyway, I'm just saying, I'm not saying you have to get those kinds of readings, but maybe you'll figure it out, and maybe just by talking to friends or loved ones, they could give you an idea, or maybe you'll think of an idea. But if you reach a point where you want to know, like you're stressed about it, that's what readings are for. They're to give you clarity. So that's why I'm saying to you, you can look deeply into him and you, but you also might want to consider your own love destiny. I think that way since I'm a love astrologer. So figuring out your love destiny besides him, because it could be somebody else that is around the corner or whatever, I'm just saying. But that is interesting how you had the love relationship with the brother, and now you like him and he's always thought you're attractive. I think that's very interesting from a destiny point of view. All right, sweetheart. Thank you so much. All right, guys, go ahead and put your relationship question down below. My name's Lucy. I'm a love astrologer, a psychic medium as well. I specialize in love. I do all kinds of work, but mainly love. Yeah. I also have a lot of videos I put out on different subjects, on palmistry, love, tarot, love astrology, stuff like that. I always put little videos out. All right. Oh, Ducky, what a cute little nickname. I love duckies. I always feed the little wild ducks bread and corn and stuff. They're so cute. All right, let's see. Does TJ want you back? So, do you know TJ's sign? Is it a he plus he love, or is that a she plus he, or what? Or you could do it through sun. You could do it through sign if you want to just do it that way. I don't care, as long as it's sign. Okay, she plus he. Okay. So let's do it that way. So let me ask about TJ, who is the he. No, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I just wanted to at least something to grip onto the question. Okay. This is very cynical. Okay. This is vindictive. Is he a Scorpio? Does he have, oh, you don't know his sign. Gosh darn it. The heck anyways. Okay. This is very, 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 very vindictive. Yeah. So this is the way the story goes. Someone acted like a total bitch, okay? Stuck up, hard, very hard ass, very hard personality. And the person wanted, is kind of like saying, okay, well, you treated me like this, so I'm going to treat you like this. This is taking initiative on it. So this is very, I'm going to give you a taste of your own medicine. So I would say no. I would say no, but I would say there's a grudge here. I don't know your story, but this says grudge. Now, it could be that he feels strongly about someone that was giving you a hard time. That could be it too. I don't know your story. I'm only basing it on 3 cards. That's the hard part about 3 card readings and trying to answer big questions with it. You're gonna, I'm gonna tell you the energy of the relationship for sure, and hit some points. But as far as giving you like the result, this is too short of a question. So I would say no based on that. Hey guys, I'm sorry. A0Bs is asking, do I read the chat? Here's what happened. I stream on TikTok, right? And what happens is I start my stream every day with like freebies. I'll either do crystal ball or I'll do 3 card reads. I do different things. And when it's time to fulfill the reading, when someone gets like a nice big reading from me in my shop, I fulfill it on YT. I can't even say the name because the other place I'm streaming on, they have a lot of censorship. So while I would love to just eventually just do free yes and no on this one, YT, I can't because the influx of my traffic comes from the other place. So I'm sorry about that, guys. I have this on so that when someone gets a reading, I fulfill it on this one. And I can't even say the name. So that's why. Because this place is not censored and it's really like comfortable when I read. This place, it's like crazy. You can't even say anything. Like nothing. You have to spell things and it's crazy. Yeah. Sorry about that. If you want a freebie, you can meet me over there. Although this is the right place to be because eventually my effort's only going to be on this one. But go ahead, Green Eyes. You had a question for me. Go ahead, sweetheart. I'll go ahead and do it on this one. You want to put it on there real quick? I felt bad, kind of switching up my system a little bit, but that's okay. You got a question for me? Go ahead and put it down. I'll answer it for you, okay? Oh, no worries, no worries. Go ahead, go ahead. I understand. That's a good thing. Hey guys, how are you? So let's see. Jaylyn is asking, how does EJ feel about you? So I'm not, if that would be a reading, honey. If you want me to give you an answer, I'm doing yes and no. Only because that format fits 3 cards and I'm doing these kind of on the fly. These are quick little readings. You want me to get into the deep stuff? I'm a love astrologer. I'm a love tarotist. I know I gotta do what I do, but that would be opening an actual reading. All right. I do have a holiday sale if you want one, but if you don't, just go ahead and put a yes and no format for me, sweetheart, please. And I'm happy to answer your question. Okay, let's see. Stephanie says, oh, you don't know either? Okay. So did she leave? Green Eyes left? Okay, I'm sorry. I was gonna answer the question for you. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you. So that's what's happening. It's not that I kind of like ignore this chat, which is terrible, but it's only because I fulfill readings on that side. Okay. Jaylene, does EJ want you back? All right. Is this guy a Taurus or a Libra? No. I mean, yes and no. Let me explain. Somebody had either you had an attitude, gave him an attitude, or he gave one to you. This is when a person, there's snootiness here, there's getting back, you know, and then there's like a despair because of the way that someone reacted. So I would say this is very stressful. So I would say no, but that doesn't mean no indefinitely. It means no unless you make it a yes. Sometimes you can take a question that you ask the spirit world, and if they tell you no, if the answer is no, if the spirits are saying no, or in my case, you know, the psychic tells you no, you don't have to just, sometimes it's what you have to do to make it a yes. So in this particular situation, to convert it to a yes for you with this guy, with the repair, the rekindle, is to let the ego go. So it's in the way you speak to him. So if he's an Aries, I think that's what you said, right? Aries men do not like a lot of confrontation, especially from a woman. When a woman yells at them, they'll kind of like not deal with it very well. They'll avoid it at all costs. But it doesn't mean they can't have an argument or lose their temper. Obviously, they're a fire sign. But usually, they'll just go hide. You know, there's like, oh, the other she's upset. You know, and they're scared of it. They're not confrontational. Like, let's say a Sagittarius would be like, what? You know, in your face. So all I'm saying is that with the Aries male, you have to wait for an opportunity for him to be in the mood to talk to you. He'll reach out or he'll say something to you. When he does, that would be the perfect opportunity to switch your situation around. Be very soft spoken and stuff, because that's how they respond. That's the best way you can get their attention, actually. Oh, how cute. I like your nickname. Jocelyn, why can't you and your husband communicate at all? Well, the answer will definitely be in astrology. What is your sign and his as far as the sun sign? I know moon and rising is very important. I'm an astrologer, but right now I'm asking your sun sign. What is yours and his? Maybe I can shed some light on the situation, even though we really want to look at aspects and we really want to look at other things in the chart, but I can give you some pointers with the sun sign. You want to put that down, Jocelyn? You're an Aries and he's a Sagittarius? Okay. Well, an Aries female is very sure of her feelings. They're not a sign that gets confused about what they feel. They actually always resonate with, I really want this. I have a lot of clarity on what I want. I know what I want and I want to get it done and I want to go after it. Whereas Sagittarius male They tend to be hyper focused on one idea, and they can be very stubborn. So the problem with Aries female and Sag male is that sometimes he's going to act selfish, and sometimes he's going to act like a big baby, and he expects you to, I guess, baby him through it or pamper him through it. And an Aries female will not do that. So it's funny because you would think that that behavior would belong to a Leo female, right? Oh, I'm snooty. Oh, I'm not doing that. Not really. The way that they handle that, the Sagittarius and Leo are very, they are a destined connection, right? So the way she handles, the Leo female handles the Sag male is, they have this way of rearing them in a way, like if they're a kid, and the Sag responds like, oh God, okay. Where Aries takes it to heart. Aries will be like, I'm directly offended by this, or you're affecting me. Like, why are you doing this? You're stressing my head out. What, giving me a headache? Why are you doing this? So I think it's if you add a little bit more humor to how, because Lord only knows Sag males are very humorous, and they'll be cynical and add humor to places and spaces that you're not supposed to. They're awkward that way. And they're also very direct, where an Aries female is sensitive. She's all about honesty and truth, but it could be offensive. The boldness and the harsh way, they can come across as very harsh. So I would have to see what in the chart is conflicting it, but I think it's a learning curve. Aries and Sag can definitely work together. It's just that, you have to learn his patterns, because he can kind of be a teenager sometimes. It's like, for example, if he gets pissed off and he walks away and he ignores you, he would expect you to call him and kiss his butt. And an Aries female won't do that. Unless you have a very softening moon and rising, then. So one of the best things is to make an agreement about boundaries. The one thing that he does that is really just a deal breaker for you, that you can't stand it, he will stop. And just kind of learning how his patterns are, so that you know where to put yourself emotionally when he's acting the way he is, because he's more predictable, actually. But if you have any questions, let me know, okay? I hope that helped at least a little bit, but yeah, you can definitely make it work. Let's see, Cindy, is Wesley coming back? Oh, you're welcome, sweetheart. Wesley. Yes. But, hang on a minute. Hang on. Not with anything romantic. So this talks about a person that if they left your city, your town, your local area, your vicinity, your state, whatever it is, province, this is indicative of someone that has gone to do something outside of the regular parameters of where you're at. So if they had a life with you and they dated you or were married or whatever your situation was, the routine of your area, your neighborhood, your surroundings, there's been a change. So this person is going to be coming back in a sense, so you will be crossing paths dealing with them. But if they don't have a love connection to you, this talks about a love situation going sour. So if you're asking because it's a friendship, it's platonic completely, the reading is letting you know the answer, because it's not a full reading, but the answer is letting you know they have a relationship problem. If it's with you, the answer is yes, you're going to communicate at some point, but it's not going to connect in a romantic way. So it's not going to lift off with you and him. You understand? All right. Thank you so much. Hey guys, put your question down below. Make sure it's clear, because if you're clear, I'll be clear on my answer. If you're vague, I'll be vague. Okay, Jasmine, does Jacob miss you? So this talks about someone, so he's not reached out recently with this answer. He has not reached out to you at all? No text, no communication or anything? Because this talks about him doing that, but it talks about you arguing. There's some kind of stressor here. So it's either going to be you and him arguing, or there's going to be something involved that is chaotic in his life when he does. Yeah, you're going to communicate soon. Yeah, either bump into each other or he reaches out. I see him reaching out, maybe texting or writing you or something like that. Give it some time, it's, but the thing is that there's a struggle when this occurs. So that means, you have to be careful that this doesn't end up in some kind of unnecessary argument. I know right now that sounds weird as I'm telling you, but when it plays out, you'll understand, okay, and watch out for the signs, because this is saying, don't argue. There's going to be something chaotic to that. But yes, he is thinking about you as well. It could be something like a misunderstanding. Don't worry so much about it. Just live your life. You'll understand. At the end of the day, it's just saying yes. Readings are not supposed to stress you out. They're supposed to just give you a little clarity. All right. No worries, sweetheart. All right, guys, I'm a love specialist. I have a lot of videos on soulmates and a lot of things understanding love destiny. That's what I do as an astrologer, focusing on love. If you have any love question, let me know. I also consult with tarot and a bunch of other things, focusing on love readings. If you have any questions on my work, I do answer a lot on my videos, but you can ask me on the stream as well. If you have any love questions, I'm doing 3 card answers. I know it's not a lot, and I know it's a small answer, but at least it's something. It's better than yes and no, and that's it. These are legit, where I think yes and no is not legit. So if you have any questions, just put it down below. I'm happy to answer. I'm going to turn my attention now to YT. Hey, you guys, if you have any questions, you can put it down. I'm sorry that I've neglected this stream, but I can't be in 2 places at once. I leave this one open because this is where I conduct my deep readings. I like this ambiance better than the overly censored one. Aisha, go ahead, sweetheart. Put okay, I see your question. Does Ahmad Hazim have romantic feelings for you? I would say you do have a chance to, I see that you are going to be speaking to this person and you are going to be going out with them. But I don't think this person is going to end up being as warm-hearted, as you. So this person has a very, like a cold streak. They see you as more innocent. It's hard to explain. What I'm trying to say is, I do see that there could be something that you go to together, or I do see that you're going to communicate. But as far as this person being the best choice for you, I would say not the best choice. I get it. You like him, and, obviously you have to explore that. But I'm just saying, if he hurts your feelings or you see that it doesn't go right, don't get down or sad. Realize that there's something better for you in destiny. Okay? All right, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, do you have any other questions for me? All right, I will be back tomorrow during the day. I might do a night pop-in as well. You can always email the shop. I have videos, I have sales, and I have a lot of explanations on what I do. So I help women find love or fix love or address love. And I navigate destiny, astrology to see what's happening. Tarot I use a lot for mind reading on people and the emotions of the person, what to expect, what they're feeling, what they're thinking, you know, stuff like that. Just tools so that I can give you the best, most detailed information that you need on your love life, what to expect. All right, people want real answers. And unfortunately, pop astrology out there is going to tell you a lot of personality stuff, but you're not going to get like actual accurate answers with information. So that's what I try to do so that people feel comfort and get answers and solve their love problems. All right, guys, thank you so much. Let's see, let me go ahead and